The Discipline Code: How to Stay Consistent and Achieve Big Goals. This audiobook is your step-by-step guide to building unshakable discipline and turning your dreams into reality. Struggling to stay consistent? Finding it hard to stick to your goals? This audiobook will teach you how to develop strong habits, eliminate distractions, and stay motivated even when things get tough. Whether you're an entrepreneur, student, or anyone looking to create lasting success, this audiobook provides actionable strategies to help you take control of your life. Stop waiting and start achieving. Listen now and learn how to master the Discipline Code. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful audiobooks. Chapter 1: Understanding Discipline. Discipline is a word we often hear, but few truly understand its power. It is not just about waking up early, hitting the gym, or following a strict schedule. It goes much deeper than that. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. It is the quiet force that turns dreams into reality, the invisible thread that weaves success into a person's life. But to master discipline, we must first understand what it is and what it is not. Many people confuse discipline with punishment or harsh self-restriction. They believe it means depriving themselves of pleasure or forcing themselves into misery. But discipline is not about suffering. It is about creating freedom. True discipline empowers you to make choices that align with your long-term vision rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or temporary distractions. It is not about saying no to everything fun or enjoyable, but about saying yes to what truly matters. At its core, discipline is the ability to control impulses and act in alignment with your goals, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. It is what makes a writer sit down to write despite not feeling inspired, a student study even when distractions are tempting, and an athlete train even when the body is tired. It is what separates those who wish for success from those who achieve it. Self-control plays a crucial role in discipline. Imagine your mind as a battlefield where two forces are constantly at war, one that craves immediate gratification and another that fights for long-term rewards. Self-control is what strengthens the second force, allowing you to resist distractions and stay focused on the bigger picture. Without self-control, goals remain distant dreams, and effort is wasted on meaningless distractions. But self-control alone is not enough. It needs reinforcement from deeper commitments and consistent habits. Many believe that willpower is the key to success, but this belief is misleading. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets exhausted when overused. You might rely on it for a short time, pushing yourself to wake up early, avoid junk food, or work harder. But eventually, it depletes, leaving you vulnerable to old habits. This is why relying solely on willpower to achieve discipline is a flawed strategy. The real secret lies in creating systems and habits that make discipline automatic, reducing the need for constant self-control. Think about the most successful people in any field: athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, or scientists. They do not wake up every day debating whether to work hard or not. They have trained their minds to follow routines and habits that push them forward without constant internal battles. Instead of making discipline a choice they struggle with daily, they make it a way of life. By doing so, they remove the mental fatigue of deciding whether or not to be disciplined. They just are. The link between discipline and success is undeniable. Every great achievement in history has been fueled by discipline. It is not always talent, intelligence, or luck that creates extraordinary results. It is consistency and perseverance. The writer who becomes a best-selling author is not necessarily the most talented, but the one who writes every day. The entrepreneur who builds a thriving business is not the smartest, but the one who shows up consistently even when challenges arise. The athlete who wins gold is not always the strongest, but the one who trains every single day, regardless of how they feel. Success is not a result of a single moment of inspiration, but the sum of disciplined actions taken consistently over time. The beauty of discipline is that it is not something you are born with, it is something you can cultivate. Just like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And just like a muscle, if you neglect it, it weakens. Every time you choose to push through discomfort, stay committed to your goals, and resist distractions, you are strengthening your discipline. And the stronger your discipline, the easier it becomes to stay consistent and achieve even the biggest goals. Understanding discipline is the first step to mastering it. It is not about perfection or rigid rules, but about developing habits that align with your long-term success. It is about choosing progress over comfort, commitment over convenience, and growth over stagnation. Once you grasp its true essence, you will realize that discipline is not a burden. It is your greatest tool for creating the life you desire. Chapter 2. The Psychology of Habit Formation. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. They shape the way we think, act, and ultimately, who we become. From the moment we wake up until we go to bed, our lives are a collection of routines. Some intentional, others automatic. The way you brush your teeth, the route you take to work, how you react to stress, or even the way you unwind at night, all of these are habits formed over time. Some of them serve us well, leading us closer to success and fulfillment, while others hold us back, trapping us in cycles of procrastination, self-doubt, or unhealthy behaviors. Understanding how habits work and learning to master them is a crucial step toward achieving discipline and accomplishing big goals. The science behind habits is fascinating. At the core of habit formation lies the brain's ability to create neural pathways that make repetitive actions automatic. Neuroscientists have discovered that habits originate in a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, which is responsible for processing patterns and creating efficiencies. This is why, after doing something repeatedly, you no longer have to consciously think about it. Take driving, for example. When you first learned to drive, it required intense concentration, but over time, the process became second nature. That's because your brain encoded the sequence into a habit loop, freeing up mental space for other tasks. The same applies to all habits, whether good or bad. Every habit follows a cycle: cue, routine, and reward. A cue triggers a behavior, the routine is the behavior itself, and the reward reinforces it. For example, if you feel stressed, cue, you might reach for junk food, routine, and experience temporary relief, reward. Over time, your brain associates stress with eating, making it a hard habit to break. However, this same cycle can be leveraged to form positive habits. If you replace the unhealthy routine with something beneficial, like taking deep breaths or a short walk, you can rewire your brain and create new, productive habits. Breaking bad habits is one of the greatest challenges in personal development. The brain is wired for efficiency, and it resists change, preferring the familiarity of established routines. This is why willpower alone often fails. Instead of trying to eliminate a habit abruptly, a more effective approach is to substitute the routine while keeping the same cue and reward. For instance, if you have a habit of checking social media first thing in the morning, you could replace it with reading a few pages of a book. The cue, waking up, and reward, mental stimulation, remain, but the routine shifts to something beneficial. Another powerful way to break bad habits is by making them harder to access. If you struggle with late-night snacking, you can store unhealthy snacks in a place that requires extra effort to reach or not buy them at all. If your habit is procrastination, changing your environment, like working in a distraction-free space, can significantly improve your focus. The key is to make bad habits inconvenient and replace them with better alternatives that serve your goals. Equally important is the process of creating habits that reinforce discipline. Discipline isn't about relying on motivation, which is fleeting, but about designing an environment and mindset where success becomes inevitable. The most effective way to build strong habits is through consistency. Even small actions, repeated daily, can lead to remarkable transformations over time. If you want to build a habit of exercising, start with 5 minutes a day instead of committing to an overwhelming hour-long workout. If your goal is to write a book, begin with writing just one paragraph a day. Over time, these small actions compound, and what once required effort becomes effortless. Emotion plays a crucial role in habit formation. We are more likely to stick to habits that bring immediate satisfaction. This is why bad habits, which offer instant gratification, are easier to form than good habits, which often require delayed rewards. To make positive habits stick, attaching immediate satisfaction can be beneficial. For example, if you're building the habit of saving money, instead of focusing only on the long-term goal, find immediate joy in seeing your savings grow each day. If you want to read more, reward yourself with a relaxing cup of tea while reading. Small incentives can make habits more enjoyable and sustainable. One of the most effective strategies for reinforcing discipline is identity-based habit formation. Instead of focusing solely on outcomes, shift your mindset to the kind of person you want to become. If you see yourself as someone who is disciplined, you will naturally adopt behaviors that align with that identity. Rather than saying, "I need to wake up early," tell yourself, "I am the kind of person who wakes up early to pursue my goals." By consistently reinforcing this identity, your actions will align with it, making discipline a natural part of who you are. Accountability is another powerful tool in habit formation. When you involve others in your goals, you create a sense of responsibility that helps you stay consistent. Whether it's a friend, mentor, or support group, having someone to check in with can make a huge difference. Sharing your progress, celebrating small wins, and having encouragement during setbacks keeps you on track. Chapter 3: Clarity, the foundation of discipline. Discipline is not just about forcing yourself to work hard or staying consistent with your habits. At its core, discipline is the bridge between your desires and your achievements. But for that bridge to take you anywhere meaningful, you first need to know exactly where you're going. Clarity is the foundation of discipline. Without it, no amount of effort will bring you the fulfillment you seek. Many people struggle with discipline because they are uncertain about what they truly want. They have vague aspirations, like wanting to be successful, healthy, or happy, but they never define what those things mean for them. This lack of clarity leads to frustration, procrastination, and inconsistency. You can't be disciplined about something that isn't clearly defined. To develop discipline, you must take a step back and ask yourself some deep questions. What do I genuinely want in life? What excites me? What kind of person do I want to become? The more precise your answers, the stronger your foundation for discipline will be. A student who simply says, "I want to do well in college," is less likely to be disciplined than one who says, "I want to graduate with honors in business management because I dream of starting my own company." When you define your desires in clear terms, your brain recognizes them as tangible targets rather than distant wishes. Clarity is powerful because it removes distractions. When you know what you want, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't align with your goals. If your aim is to improve your health, the temptation to binge-watch TV all night or eat junk food weakens because your clarity acts as a filter for your decisions. Without clarity, everything seems equally important, and discipline becomes impossible to maintain. Once you know what you want, the next step is to turn those desires into concrete goals. Vague goals lead to vague results, while clear and specific goals create a roadmap for success. The more precise your goal, the easier it becomes to commit to daily actions that bring you closer to achieving it. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to get fit," define your goal in a way that provides direction. I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months by exercising 5 times a week and eating a balanced diet. This level of specificity eliminates uncertainty, making it easier to measure progress and stay disciplined. Goals should also be meaningful. It's hard to stay disciplined if your goals don't inspire you. When you set a goal, ask yourself why it matters to you. If you want to write a book, is it because you want to inspire others, share your knowledge, or build a legacy? If you want to grow your business, is it to achieve financial freedom, make an impact, or create a better future for your family? Connecting your goals to something deeper then external rewards gives you the internal motivation needed to remain disciplined when challenges arise. Discipline without purpose feels like a burden. When you force yourself to be consistent without understanding why, you will eventually burn out. However, when discipline is aligned with your purpose, it transforms from an obligation into a driving force that moves you forward effortlessly. Think about highly disciplined individuals, successful athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. What keeps them committed to their routines even when they don't feel like it? The answer is purpose. Their discipline is fueled by a deep connection to their mission. They aren't just working hard for the sake of it. They have a reason that gives meaning to their daily actions. To align your discipline with purpose, revisit your goals and ask yourself, why is this important to me? How will achieving this goal change my life? How will it impact the people around me? When your actions are linked to something bigger than yourself, discipline becomes less about willpower and more about dedication to a cause that truly matters to you. Consider someone training for a marathon. If their reason for running is simply to prove they can do it, they might struggle to stay motivated when training gets tough. But if their reason is to raise awareness for a cause close to their heart or to set an example for their children, their discipline becomes unstoppable. Purpose gives you the emotional fuel to stay on track when the journey gets difficult. One of the most powerful tools for maintaining discipline is visualization. Your mind has an incredible ability to shape reality based on the images and scenarios you repeatedly focus on. When you visualize your success, you program your brain to believe that your goal is achievable, making it easier to stay disciplined in your actions. Top performers in every field, from sports to business, use visualization to enhance their performance. Before a big game, athletes mentally rehearse every move, every shot, and every play. Musicians see themselves playing each note flawlessly before stepping onto the stage. Entrepreneurs visualize themselves closing deals and leading successful ventures. This mental rehearsal strengthens discipline by reinforcing belief in the goal and creating a sense of familiarity with success. To use visualization effectively, take a few moments each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. Picture the details, what you're wearing, how you feel, the environment around you. Engage all your senses. If your goal is to become a successful writer, see yourself typing away in your ideal workspace, feel the excitement of seeing your book published, and hear the voices of people telling you how much your words impacted them. The clearer the image, the more powerful its effect on your discipline. Mental rehearsal is not just about seeing the end result. It's also about visualizing the process. Imagine yourself waking up early to work on your goals, staying focused even when distractions arise, and pushing through challenges with resilience. When you practice discipline in your mind, it becomes easier to execute in reality. Chapter 4: The Role of Willpower and How to Strengthen It. Discipline and willpower often go hand in hand, yet many people misunderstand the role that willpower plays in staying consistent and achieving big goals. Willpower is the inner force that helps you resist temptations, push past procrastination, and stay focused on your priorities. However, it is not an unlimited resource. It can be drained, strengthened, and managed strategically. Understanding how willpower works and how to make the most of it is crucial for developing lasting discipline. Have you ever felt completely exhausted after making several difficult decisions throughout the day? Maybe by the time evening arrives, you find yourself reaching for junk food, skipping the gym, or endlessly scrolling on social media. This happens because willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired with excessive use. This phenomenon is known as willpower depletion. Studies in psychology show that every decision we make, big or small, requires a certain amount of mental energy. Throughout the day, as we make choices, what to wear, what to eat, how to respond to emails, how to structure our work, our willpower gradually gets depleted. By the time we face more challenging decisions later in the day, our self-control is weakened, making it harder to resist temptations or stick to our commitments. The key to overcoming willpower depletion is recognizing that your self-control is not just about sheer determination, but also about managing your energy wisely. This means making it easier for yourself to stick to good habits by reducing the number of unnecessary decisions you have to make each day. The more you can automate or simplify certain choices, the more mental energy you will have left for the things that truly matter. Just like physical strength, willpower can be trained and improved over time. The more you practice self-control in small ways, the stronger your willpower becomes for bigger challenges. One of the simplest ways to strengthen willpower is by setting small daily challenges for yourself. When you push yourself to do something slightly uncomfortable, whether it's taking a cold shower, resisting the urge to check your phone first thing in the morning, or sticking to a specific bedtime, you gradually increase your ability to handle discomfort and delay gratification. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for boosting willpower. Often, we give in to temptations not because we are weak, but because we act on impulse without fully thinking things through. By practicing mindfulness, you create a moment of awareness between impulse and action. The next time you feel the urge to eat something unhealthy or skip an important task, pause for a few seconds and ask yourself, is this action helping me become the person I want to be? That brief moment of reflection can be enough to regain control and make a better choice. Another effective way to strengthen willpower is through strategic rewards. Contrary to popular belief, self-discipline doesn't mean depriving yourself of all pleasure. In fact, rewarding yourself wisely can reinforce good habits. If you've had a productive day, allow yourself some downtime without guilt. If you stick to a new habit for a full week, treat yourself in a way that doesn't contradict your goals. These rewards signal to your brain that discipline leads to positive outcomes, making it easier to stay consistent. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build discipline is relying solely on motivation. Motivation fluctuates, it comes and goes based on emotions and external circumstances. But willpower is tied to energy, and managing your energy is key to maintaining discipline long-term. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise all play a critical role in your ability to stay disciplined. Poor sleep weakens self-control, making you more impulsive and less focused. A diet filled with processed foods and sugar leads to energy crashes that affect decision-making. On the other hand, regular physical activity improves mental resilience, helping you handle stress and maintain self-discipline. Time management also plays a huge role in managing energy. When you schedule your most important tasks during your peak energy hours, you maximize your ability to stay focused and disciplined. If you know that you have the most mental clarity in the morning, use that time for deep work rather than low-priority tasks. Recognizing your energy patterns and planning accordingly makes discipline feel effortless rather than forced. Another aspect of energy management is learning how to handle stress effectively. Chronic stress drains willpower and makes it harder to stick to good habits. Practicing stress-reducing techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or even short walks can help you maintain the mental energy needed for discipline. When your mind is calm, your willpower remains strong. Decision fatigue is a silent enemy of discipline. The more choices you have to make in a day, the more mental energy you use up, leaving you vulnerable to poor decisions later on. This is why many successful people simplify their daily routines to conserve willpower for the things that truly matter. Steve Jobs famously wore the same black turtleneck every day, and Mark Zuckerberg has a wardrobe of identical gray t-shirts. This isn't about fashion. It's about eliminating unnecessary decisions so that more energy can be directed toward meaningful work. To avoid decision fatigue, start by simplifying areas of your life where choices can be automated. Meal prepping in advance, having a consistent morning routine, and setting fixed work schedules can reduce the number of small decisions you need to make each day. The less mental energy wasted on trivial choices, the more willpower you have left for important tasks. Another effective way to combat decision fatigue is by creating rules for yourself. If you always exercise at the same time every day or always follow a specific bedtime routine, you eliminate the need to decide whether or not to do it. Your brain simply follows the rule, preserving willpower for other priorities. Chapter 5. Mastering Time Management for Consistency. Time is one of the most valuable assets in life, yet it often slips through our fingers unnoticed. In the pursuit of big goals, discipline alone is not enough. Effective time management is the glue that holds consistency together. Many people struggle with staying on track, not because they lack ambition, but because they fail to manage their time wisely. Mastering time management is not about cramming more tasks into a day, but about working smarter, maintaining focus, and making steady progress toward long-term success. One of the key factors in mastering time management is learning how to prioritize tasks effectively. Every day, countless responsibilities demand attention, making it easy to get overwhelmed. Without a clear system, people tend to spend time on what feels urgent rather than what is truly important. The secret to prioritization lies in identifying high-impact tasks, those that bring significant progress toward goals. By focusing on these tasks first, distractions and trivial activities lose their power over time. Successful individuals understand that not all tasks are created equal. They discipline themselves to say no to the unnecessary and fully commit to what truly matters. Many people underestimate the power of structured work sessions, but the right techniques can transform productivity. One such method is the Pomodoro technique, a simple yet powerful approach that enhances focus and prevents burnout. The method involves breaking work into focused intervals, typically 25 minutes of deep work followed by a short 5-minute break. This cycle is repeated several times, with a longer break after 4 sessions. The beauty of this technique lies in its ability to maintain mental sharpness and prevent fatigue. By working in short, concentrated bursts, individuals can maximize efficiency while keeping their energy levels intact. This approach is particularly effective for those who struggle with procrastination, as it creates a sense of urgency and momentum, making tasks feel more manageable. Another essential aspect of time management is deep work, an advanced level of focus where an individual engages in cognitively demanding tasks without distractions. Deep work requires a deliberate effort to enter a state of concentration, which is often disrupted in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. Many people spend their days juggling multiple tasks, responding to emails, and checking notifications, leaving little room for true progress. To cultivate deep work, one must create an environment that supports intense focus. This means setting clear boundaries, eliminating interruptions, and training the mind to resist the temptation of constant digital engagement. With time, deep work becomes second nature, allowing individuals to accomplish more in a few hours than others do in an entire day. Distractions are the silent killers of productivity. No matter how disciplined someone is, constant interruptions can derail even the most well-structured plans. Social media, email notifications, and unnecessary meetings are just a few of the many obstacles that steal valuable time. Eliminating distractions starts with awareness, understanding where time is being wasted and taking intentional steps to cut those inefficiencies. One effective strategy is to create distraction-free work zones by turning off notifications, setting specific times for checking emails, and communicating boundaries with colleagues, friends, and family. By taking control of the environment, individuals can dramatically improve focus and consistency. Beyond controlling external distractions, managing internal distractions is equally important. The human mind is naturally restless, often drifting into worries, doubts, or unrelated thoughts. Training the brain to stay present requires mindfulness and self-discipline. Practicing techniques such as meditation, journaling, or intentional breathing exercises can help individuals regain control of their attention. Over time, this mental training strengthens the ability to stay focused for longer periods, making it easier to complete tasks efficiently and consistently. The foundation of discipline lies in structuring each day with purpose. Without a well-planned routine, it becomes easy to fall into a cycle of aimlessness, constantly reacting to events rather than directing them. Structuring the day means designing a schedule that aligns with priorities and long-term goals. Successful individuals understand that consistency thrives on routine. They wake up with a clear plan, knowing exactly what needs to be accomplished and when. A well-structured day often begins with a strong morning routine that sets the tone for productivity. This may include activities such as exercise, meditation, goal setting, or reading, practices that prepare the mind and body for the challenges ahead. Once the day is in motion, scheduling work sessions in alignment with peak energy levels is key. Some people are more productive in the morning, while others excel in the afternoon or evening. Understanding personal energy patterns and scheduling deep work accordingly can lead to maximum efficiency. Another crucial component of structuring the day is time blocking. This method involves allocating specific time slots for different tasks, ensuring that each responsibility has a designated place in the schedule. By assigning fixed periods for work, exercise, rest, and personal development, individuals create a balanced routine that prevents burnout while maintaining discipline. Time blocking not only increases productivity, but also brings a sense of control over the day, reducing stress and improving mental clarity. Chapter 6: Overcoming Procrastination with Discipline. Procrastination is often seen as laziness, but it is far from that. It is a complex psychological response to tasks that feel overwhelming, unpleasant, or even just unfamiliar. People procrastinate for different reasons. Some fear failure, others fear success, and many simply get caught in an endless cycle of distractions. But here's the truth: no one is born a procrastinator. It is a habit formed over time, and like any habit, it can be changed with the right approach. One of the biggest reasons people procrastinate is emotional resistance. When a task feels difficult or uncomfortable, the brain seeks immediate relief by shifting focus to something easier or more enjoyable. This is why people often find themselves scrolling through social media, watching television, or even cleaning their workspace instead of tackling important work. The human mind craves instant gratification, and avoiding a challenging task provides temporary relief. However, this relief comes at a cost because unfinished tasks continue to linger, creating stress, guilt, and anxiety. Another reason procrastination takes hold is the feeling of being overwhelmed. When a goal appears too large or a project seems too complicated, the natural reaction is to avoid it altogether. The mind tricks itself into thinking, "I'll do it later when I feel more prepared," but that feeling rarely comes. Instead, avoidance only magnifies the problem, making it feel even more daunting over time. The longer a task is delayed, the heavier it weighs on the mind, draining mental energy and motivation. The key to overcoming procrastination is taking action despite the feelings of resistance. Discipline is not about always feeling motivated, it is about training yourself to act even when you don't feel like it. The best way to do this is by focusing on starting rather than finishing. Many people fall into the trap of believing they need to be fully prepared or in the perfect mindset before they begin. But the reality is, motivation often follows action. Once a task is in motion, it becomes significantly easier to continue. Small wins play a crucial role in breaking the procrastination cycle. When a person accomplishes even a tiny portion of a task, the brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical that reinforces positive behavior. This sense of progress creates momentum, making it easier to continue working. Instead of focusing on the entire project, breaking it into smaller, manageable steps reduces resistance and increases the likelihood of follow-through. Starting small eliminates the overwhelming feeling and provides a sense of achievement, which fuels further progress. One highly effective strategy to overcome procrastination is the 2-minute rule. The principle behind this rule is simple. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do, do it immediately. This includes responding to an email, tidying up a workspace, or making a quick phone call. For larger tasks, the idea is to commit to just 2 minutes of effort. Once the task is started, the initial resistance fades and continuing becomes much easier. The hardest part of any task is simply beginning. By removing the mental barrier to starting, the 2-minute rule creates a psychological shift that helps individuals stay disciplined and consistent. Energy management also plays a significant role in overcoming procrastination. People often assume they lack time, but in reality, they lack energy. When the mind and body are drained, even simple tasks feel exhausting. Prioritizing rest, exercise, and proper nutrition enhances focus and productivity. Additionally, understanding one's peak performance hours, whether morning, afternoon, or night, allows for better scheduling of high-priority tasks during periods of maximum energy. Working with energy rather than against it makes discipline feel more natural and sustainable. Another effective method to combat procrastination is creating an environment that encourages discipline. Distractions are one of the main culprits of delayed work, so structuring an environment to minimize them is essential. This could mean setting up a dedicated workspace, using website blockers, or even placing a phone in another room while working. A well-organized, clutter-free space reduces mental resistance and signals the brain that it is time to focus. Additionally, setting clear deadlines and creating accountability systems, whether through self-imposed time limits, accountability partners, or productivity apps, keeps procrastination in check. Understanding the root causes of procrastination allows individuals to address them effectively. Whether it stems from fear, overwhelm, or distractions, discipline is the key to overcoming it. By focusing on taking small actions, leveraging momentum, managing energy, and creating a supportive environment, anyone can break free from the cycle of procrastination. Success is not about being perfect, it is about being consistent. The more one practices discipline, the stronger it becomes, transforming procrastination into progress and uncertainty into achievement. Chapter 7. The Power of Routine and Rituals. Discipline is not built in a day. It is the result of consistent action, a structured way of living that fosters growth and achievement. One of the most powerful tools for staying consistent and achieving big goals is the mastery of routines and rituals. While these terms are often used interchangeably, they serve different purposes in creating a disciplined life. Understanding their differences and leveraging them effectively can transform the way we approach each day. A habit is an automatic action, something performed almost unconsciously, like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. Routines, on the other hand, require more intention. They're structured patterns of behavior designed to align with a larger goal. Unlike habits, routines demand effort and commitment, at least in the beginning. When repeated consistently, they evolve into second nature, supporting a lifestyle of discipline and focus. Rituals take this a step further by adding meaning and intentionality to daily actions. A ritual is not just a routine, it is a practice that holds personal significance, something that brings clarity, motivation, or peace. Rituals make routines more powerful because they engage the mind and emotions, making actions feel purposeful rather than mechanical. The way a day begins often dictates how it unfolds. A disciplined start to the morning can set the tone for productivity, energy, and focus. Those who have mastered consistency understand that their mornings are sacred. Instead of rushing into the chaos of emails and notifications, they establish rituals that prepare them mentally and physically for the day ahead. Whether it is stretching, journaling, reading, or practicing mindfulness, these morning rituals serve as anchors, reinforcing discipline before external distractions take over. A strong morning routine eliminates decision fatigue by reducing the number of choices that need to be made early in the day. When key activities are predefined, the mind is free to focus on more important matters, making discipline effortless rather than forced. Just as the morning sets the foundation, the evening closes the chapter on the day, preparing the mind and body for rest. Many people struggle with discipline not because they lack motivation, but because they end their days in chaos. An effective evening routine signals to the brain that it is time to wind down, reducing stress and promoting quality sleep. Taking time to reflect on the day, plan for tomorrow, or engage in a relaxing activity strengthens the connection between discipline and well-being. Rituals like turning off screens an hour before bed, reading a book, or practicing gratitude reinforce a sense of control, preventing the day from feeling like an endless loop of stress and unfinished tasks. A well-structured evening routine ensures that the next morning begins with clarity and focus, rather than anxiety and fatigue. The power of structured discipline extends beyond daily routines. It has a profound impact on long-term performance. Success is not built on occasional bursts of motivation, but on the ability to show up consistently. Those who rely solely on willpower often struggle because motivation fluctuates. Routines remove the need for motivation by creating an environment where discipline becomes the default mode of operation. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers across all fields credit their success to structured routines that eliminate distractions and maximize efficiency. They do not wait until they feel like working. They follow a system that ensures progress regardless of how they feel on any given day. When discipline is woven into daily rituals, it creates momentum. Small actions, when repeated over time, lead to significant results. A structured life does not mean a rigid life. It means having a framework that provides stability while allowing room for flexibility. The key is to design routines that align with personal values and goals, making discipline a natural extension of one's identity rather than a forced effort. The more intentionality behind a routine, the more meaningful and sustainable it becomes. Instead of relying on willpower alone, success becomes a byproduct of the systems in place. When discipline is no longer a struggle but a way of life, consistency follows effortlessly, paving the way for achievement and fulfillment. Chapter 8: Mental Toughness and Resilience. Mental toughness and resilience are at the heart of discipline. Without them, it becomes difficult to stay consistent in the face of challenges. Discipline is not just about following a routine or pushing yourself to meet deadlines. It is about having the mental fortitude to continue moving forward even when everything seems to be working against you. It is the foundation that allows individuals to stay strong when circumstances are tough, enabling them to persevere and achieve their biggest goals. The link between discipline and mental toughness is undeniable. When people think of discipline, they often picture strict routines and rigid self-control. However, discipline is more than that. It is about training the mind to embrace discomfort, uncertainty, and struggle without giving up. Mental toughness fuels discipline by ensuring that setbacks do not become roadblocks, but instead stepping stones toward growth. The stronger the mind, the easier it is to maintain discipline, even when the initial motivation fades. Pushing through difficulties is one of the greatest tests of mental toughness. Challenges are inevitable, and there will always be moments when things feel overwhelming. During these times, many people become tempted to quit, believing that the struggle is too great to overcome. However, those with true mental toughness understand that difficulties are temporary. They do not see challenges as stop signs, but as opportunities to grow. This ability to keep going when the mind and body scream for rest is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. Setbacks and failures are often seen as negatives, but they are crucial components of success. No great achievement has ever been reached without failure along the way. The most successful individuals are those who have learned to embrace failure as part of the process. Instead of allowing it to destroy their confidence, they use it as fuel to push forward. A resilient mindset does not view failure as the end, but as a lesson, a sign that something needs to be adjusted or improved. When setbacks occur, rather than dwelling on what went wrong, mentally tough individuals analyze the situation, learn from it, and try again with a new perspective. Building an unshakable mindset requires deliberate effort and constant reinforcement. It is not something that happens overnight, but is cultivated through repeated exposure to challenges and the conscious decision to keep moving forward. A strong mind is built through discomfort. The more one is exposed to difficulties, the stronger they become. By continuously stepping outside of comfort zones, embracing hard situations, and developing the ability to regulate emotions, individuals create a foundation of resilience that allows them to maintain discipline regardless of external circumstances. Resilience is about bouncing back, but it is also about pushing forward with renewed energy and determination. Those who have mastered mental toughness do not simply recover from setbacks. They emerge stronger and more determined than before. This ability to adapt, learn, and persist is what defines truly disciplined individuals. Life will always present difficulties, but with the right mindset, no challenge is insurmountable. Success is not reserved for those who have never faced hardships, but for those who have refused to let hardships define them. At its core, mental toughness is a commitment to keep moving forward, no matter the circumstances. It is about recognizing that discipline is not just about external habits, but internal strength. The journey to success is filled with obstacles, but those who are mentally strong understand that every challenge presents an opportunity to grow. The mind is the most powerful tool a person has, and by strengthening it, anything becomes possible. By developing resilience, embracing setbacks, and pushing through difficulties, individuals can cultivate the kind of discipline that leads to extraordinary achievements. Chapter 9. Emotional Discipline. Controlling your reactions. Emotions are powerful forces that shape our decisions, influence our relationships, and determine our ability to stay consistent in pursuing our goals. While emotions themselves are not inherently good or bad, the way we react to them can either propel us forward or hold us back. Emotional discipline is the ability to manage our reactions, stay composed under pressure, and cultivate resilience in the face of challenges. Without emotional control, even the most well-structured plans can fall apart in moments of stress, frustration, or doubt. One of the key aspects of emotional discipline is understanding emotional triggers. Triggers are external or internal stimuli that provoke an emotional reaction, often without conscious thought. They can be as simple as a negative comment, an unexpected obstacle, or a past experience that still carries emotional weight. Many people go through life reacting impulsively to triggers, allowing emotions to dictate their responses rather than making conscious choices. Recognizing these triggers is the first step in taking control. When we become aware of what sets us off, we gain the power to pause, reflect, and respond intentionally rather than impulsively. Staying calm under pressure is one of the greatest skills anyone can develop for maintaining discipline. Life is unpredictable, and stress is an inevitable part of the journey. However, the way we handle pressure determines our ability to stay consistent. Those who lack emotional discipline often crumble under stress, allowing temporary frustration to lead them off course. The key to remaining calm is developing the ability to separate emotion from action. This does not mean suppressing emotions or pretending they do not exist. Rather, it means acknowledging them without allowing them to control behavior. Breathing techniques, mindfulness practices, and mental reframing are powerful tools that help in regulating emotions and maintaining clarity in the face of adversity. Managing stress through self-discipline is crucial for long-term success. Stress can easily derail progress if not managed effectively. People who lack discipline often use stress as an excuse to procrastinate, overindulge, or quit altogether. Emotionally disciplined individuals, on the other hand, use stress as a signal rather than a setback. Instead of reacting negatively, they recognize stress as an opportunity to practice resilience and adapt. Developing a disciplined approach to stress management involves creating healthy coping mechanisms, such as engaging in physical activity, practicing meditation, or journaling emotions to gain perspective. The goal is not to eliminate stress entirely, but to learn how to navigate it without losing focus or consistency. Emotional intelligence is at the core of emotional discipline. It is the ability to understand, interpret, and regulate emotions in ourselves and others. Those with high emotional intelligence do not allow temporary feelings to dictate their decisions. Instead, they use emotions as data, valuable information that helps them make more informed choices. By developing emotional intelligence, we learn to communicate more effectively, build stronger relationships, and maintain discipline even in emotionally charged situations. The ability to recognize emotions without being controlled by them is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who are derailed by setbacks. Building emotional discipline is not an overnight process. It requires self-awareness, patience, and continuous practice. However, the rewards are invaluable. When we learn to control our reactions, we take back control over our lives. We become less susceptible to the highs and lows of fleeting emotions and more grounded in our long-term vision. The most disciplined individuals are not those who never feel frustration, doubt, or fear, but those who refuse to let those emotions dictate their actions. With emotional discipline, consistency becomes second nature, and achieving big goals no longer feels like an impossible task, but a natural outcome of a well-managed mind. Chapter 10. The Role of Accountability and Environment. Accountability plays a crucial role in discipline. When we hold ourselves accountable, we create a sense of responsibility that pushes us to stay consistent even when motivation fades. Discipline is not just about willpower. It is also about setting up systems that ensure we follow through on our commitments. One of the most effective ways to strengthen discipline is by making ourselves answerable to someone else. When we know that another person is watching our progress, we are far more likely to stay on track. Having accountability removes the option of making excuses. It forces us to acknowledge when we fall short and encourages us to push forward. Many people struggle with discipline because they rely solely on internal motivation, which can be unreliable. But when we involve someone else in our journey, the added layer of external pressure can serve as a powerful motivator. This is why successful people often work with mentors, coaches, or accountability partners who help them stay committed to their goals. Creating an environment that supports consistency is just as important as personal accountability. The surroundings we place ourselves in can either enhance or hinder our progress. If we are constantly surrounded by distractions, temptations, or negativity, discipline becomes a challenge. On the other hand, when we intentionally shape our environment to align with our goals, we make discipline easier. This could mean setting up a dedicated workspace for productivity, keeping healthy food in the kitchen to support a fitness goal, or surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who encourage growth. The people we spend time with influence our habits more than we realize. If we surround ourselves with disciplined individuals, their habits and mindset will naturally rub off on us. Being in an environment where consistency is valued makes it easier to stay on track. This is why finding an accountability partner or mentor can be a game changer. An accountability partner is someone who shares similar goals and is committed to mutual progress. Regular check-ins with a trusted partner help keep us focused and remind us of why we started. A mentor, on the other hand, is someone who has already walked the path we aspire to take. Their experience and guidance can prevent us from making avoidable mistakes and keep us motivated during difficult times. Using public commitment as a tool for discipline can also be incredibly effective. When we declare our goals publicly, we create an added layer of accountability. The fear of embarrassment or failure in front of others can drive us to follow through with our plans. This is why many people announce their goals on social media, join challenge groups, or make promises to family and friends. When others are aware of our aspirations, we feel a stronger sense of obligation to remain disciplined. Ultimately, accountability and environment go hand in hand. While personal determination is essential, the right support system and surroundings can make discipline significantly easier to maintain. Those who take control of their environment and seek accountability from the right sources find it much easier to stay consistent in their pursuits. The key to long-term success lies in not just relying on willpower, but in building a structure that reinforces discipline at every step. By surrounding ourselves with the right influences, committing to accountability, and shaping an environment that supports our goals, we create a pathway to success that is both sustainable and fulfilling. Chapter 11: Building Self-Discipline in Health and Fitness. Discipline is not just about achieving career goals or mastering a skill. It extends to every aspect of life, including health and fitness. Taking care of your body requires consistency, patience, and a strong commitment to long-term well-being. Physical health is directly linked to mental discipline, and neglecting one often leads to struggles in the other. When the body is weak, tired, or unhealthy, the mind lacks the clarity and resilience needed to stay consistent in other areas of life. A strong body supports a strong mind, making it easier to make disciplined choices in all aspects of daily living. One of the greatest obstacles in maintaining physical fitness is overcoming laziness. It is easy to find excuses to skip a workout, indulge in unhealthy foods, or prioritize comfort over progress. However, discipline is built in those exact moments when excuses seem the most convincing. The key to defeating laziness is shifting the focus from short-term comfort to long-term benefits. Every decision to exercise, eat well, and take care of one's body reinforces the identity of a disciplined person. Motivation may come and go, but discipline is what ensures that action is taken even when motivation is lacking. Establishing a structured routine and sticking to it despite mood or external circumstances is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck in cycles of inconsistency. Maintaining discipline in diet and healthy habits is equally important as staying active. What we consume directly impacts energy levels, mental clarity, and overall well-being. Eating healthy is not just about avoiding junk food. It is about making intentional choices that fuel the body and enhance performance. Just like a disciplined workout routine, a disciplined diet requires planning, preparation, and the ability to resist temptations. The best approach is to create a sustainable eating pattern rather than following extreme restrictions. Small, consistent choices lead to lasting changes, and over time, healthy eating becomes second nature. Developing habits such as drinking enough water, getting sufficient sleep, and managing stress effectively also contribute to an overall disciplined lifestyle. Staying consistent with long-term wellness goals requires a mindset shift. It is not about achieving a perfect body or following an unrealistic regimen. It is about making small, daily commitments that lead to lifelong health. Many people start their fitness journey with enthusiasm, only to lose interest when results do not appear quickly. The truth is, discipline in health and fitness is not about rapid transformations, but about persistence. Accepting that progress takes time and that setbacks are part of the journey allows individuals to stay committed. By focusing on the process rather than just the outcome, consistency becomes easier to maintain. Chapter 12: Financial Discipline: Mastering Money Habits. Financial discipline is one of the most crucial aspects of achieving long-term success and security. Just like discipline in health, career, or personal growth, the ability to manage money wisely requires self-control, consistency, and a clear vision of future goals. Many people struggle with financial discipline because emotions often drive financial decisions rather than logic. Understanding the psychology behind financial habits can be the key to breaking bad patterns and building lasting wealth. The way we think about money is shaped by our upbringing, past experiences, and societal influences. Some people grow up with a scarcity mindset, believing that money is always in short supply, while others develop an attitude of abundance, feeling that money flows easily when managed correctly. Neither extreme is ideal. True financial discipline comes from a balanced mindset, one that respects money as a tool for achieving security and freedom without letting it control emotions and decisions. The first step to mastering financial discipline is identifying any limiting beliefs about money and replacing them with productive, empowering thoughts. One of the most effective ways to develop financial discipline is by saving and investing with consistency. Many people assume that saving money means cutting out all pleasures and living an extremely frugal life, but the reality is quite different. Financial discipline isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious decisions that align with long-term goals. Setting aside a portion of income, no matter how small, and investing it wisely allows wealth to grow steadily over time. Compound interest is one of the most powerful financial tools available, and the earlier one starts, the greater the rewards. Consistently investing in stocks, real estate, or retirement funds can lead to significant financial security over the years. The key is to make saving and investing an automatic habit rather than an occasional decision. Impulsive spending is one of the biggest obstacles to financial discipline. With easy access to credit and constant exposure to advertisements, it's easy to fall into the trap of buying things on impulse. Many purchases are made not out of necessity, but out of emotional triggers, boredom, stress, or the desire to impress others. The ability to delay gratification is a fundamental skill in financial discipline. When tempted to make an unnecessary purchase, pausing for a moment and asking whether the item adds long-term value can help prevent wasteful spending. A simple habit, such as waiting 24 hours before making any significant purchase, can help curb impulsive buying tendencies. Over time, this discipline leads to greater financial stability and peace of mind. Building long-term wealth isn't just about earning more money. It's about managing it wisely. Many high earners still struggle with financial stress because they lack the discipline to budget, save, and invest effectively. Developing strong money habits, such as tracking expenses, setting financial goals, and reviewing progress regularly, can transform financial health. Discipline means making conscious choices today that will benefit the future. It means resisting short-term temptations in favor of long-term security. It means aligning financial actions with values and goals. Achieving financial discipline is not about perfection, but progress. Mistakes will happen, but learning from them and staying committed to improvement makes all the difference. By adopting a mindset of financial responsibility, practicing consistent saving and investing, avoiding impulsive spending, and developing strong money habits, anyone can take control of their financial future and build lasting wealth. The journey to financial discipline is a lifelong process, but the rewards, security, freedom, and peace of mind are well worth the effort. Chapter 13. Professional Discipline, Productivity and Success at Work. Success in any career is built upon discipline. While talent and intelligence play a role, it is consistency, structure, and focus that truly determine long-term achievement. Professional discipline is the foundation of productivity and success at work. It ensures that goals are met, progress is sustained, and setbacks are navigated with resilience. Without discipline, even the most ambitious professionals struggle to maintain efficiency and direction. Time management is one of the most critical aspects of professional discipline. The way time is spent each day directly affects overall success. Those who master time management prioritize tasks effectively, ensuring that the most important work is completed before distractions take over. Many professionals fall into the trap of being busy rather than productive, filling their schedules with tasks that do not contribute meaningfully to their goals. Discipline in time management means learning to differentiate between urgent and important tasks and making deliberate choices about how each hour is spent. It involves setting clear boundaries, avoiding unnecessary meetings, and allocating time to deep work, the kind of focused effort that produces real results. A disciplined approach to career growth involves long-term thinking and deliberate action. Many professionals look for quick wins and immediate rewards, but true growth requires patience and perseverance. Advancing in a career is not about random bursts of effort. It is about daily, consistent steps toward improvement. This means setting clear goals, developing new skills, and maintaining a strong work ethic even when no one is watching. It also requires the ability to accept constructive criticism and use feedback as a tool for growth rather than a reason to become discouraged. Those who practice professional discipline take responsibility for their own development, seeking out learning opportunities and pushing themselves beyond their comfort zones. Work-related distractions are one of the greatest challenges to productivity. Open office environments, constant notifications, and social media temptations can make it difficult to maintain focus. Discipline is what allows professionals to create boundaries and eliminate distractions that do not serve their goals. Developing habits, such as setting specific times for checking emails, using productivity tools to stay on track, and creating an organized workspace can significantly improve concentration. More importantly, disciplined individuals train themselves to resist the urge to multitask. While it may seem like a way to get more done, multitasking often leads to lower efficiency and increased mistakes. Focusing on one task at a time ensures that work is completed with quality and attention to detail. Discipline is also at the heart of effective leadership. Leaders who embody discipline inspire those around them to do the same. They set high standards, lead by example, and remain committed to their vision despite challenges. A disciplined leader does not rely on motivation alone. They create systems, habits, and routines that ensure progress even when motivation is low. They understand the value of consistency and the impact of small, daily actions in achieving big goals. They also recognize that leadership is not about power, but about responsibility to guide, mentor, and uplift those they work with. Professional discipline is not about working endlessly without rest. It is about working with purpose and intention. It means taking ownership of time, setting boundaries, and cultivating habits that lead to excellence. Those who master discipline in their professional lives not only achieve success but also experience a sense of fulfillment, knowing that their efforts are leading them toward a meaningful and impactful career. Chapter 14: The Discipline of Learning and Skill Mastery. Learning is not something that happens by chance. It is a deliberate process that demands commitment, patience, and most importantly, discipline. Many people wish to acquire new skills or expand their knowledge, but only those who remain consistent in their efforts truly master what they seek to learn. The discipline of learning is not merely about studying harder. It is about cultivating a mindset that embraces continuous growth and improvement. The ability to persist through challenges, setbacks, and moments of frustration separates successful learners from those who give up prematurely. Lifelong learning is a journey that requires discipline in both thought and action. When individuals commit to learning, they open doors to new opportunities and expand their potential in ways they never imagined. However, learning does not always yield immediate results. Mastering a new skill takes time, and without discipline, it is easy to become discouraged by the slow progress. This is why consistency is key. Whether it is learning a new language, developing a technical skill, or refining an artistic talent, the ability to stay committed despite difficulties ensures long-term success. The most accomplished individuals in any field have one thing in common. They never stop learning, and they approach their education with an unwavering sense of discipline. One of the greatest obstacles in skill mastery is frustration. When progress seems slow, or when mistakes occur repeatedly, many people feel tempted to quit. However, frustration is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is a natural part of the learning process. The key to overcoming frustration lies in reframing how one perceives difficulty. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks, disciplined learners see them as stepping stones to improvement. Every mistake offers a lesson, and every setback presents an opportunity to grow stronger. The patience to endure temporary struggles and the willingness to learn from errors define those who achieve true mastery. Developing a disciplined study and practice routine is essential for sustained learning. Without structure, it is easy to lose motivation or get distracted. Creating a plan that includes dedicated time for study and practice ensures that learning remains a priority. Consistency is more important than intensity. A few minutes of focused practice each day is far more effective than sporadic bursts of effort followed by long periods of inactivity. Moreover, eliminating distractions and fostering an environment conducive to learning further reinforces the habit of disciplined study. Discipline in learning does not mean rigidity. It is about finding balance, knowing when to push forward and when to take a break. Burnout can be just as detrimental as procrastination, so it is crucial to incorporate rest and reflection into the learning process. Reviewing progress, celebrating small achievements, and adjusting strategies as needed help maintain long-term motivation. Mastering any skill requires patience, resilience, and the willingness to push through difficulties. Learning is not always easy, but with discipline, it becomes a lifelong habit that leads to growth, fulfillment, and personal success. Those who commit to learning with consistency and purpose are the ones who ultimately achieve greatness in their chosen fields. The journey of knowledge is infinite, and the discipline to stay on this path is what transforms aspirations into reality. Chapter 15: Social Discipline: Managing Relationships with Consistency. In every aspect of life, relationships play a crucial role in shaping our experiences, emotions, and overall sense of fulfillment. Whether in personal or professional settings, maintaining consistency in interactions and practicing social discipline can create stronger, healthier, and more meaningful connections. Developing the ability to communicate effectively, set firm yet fair boundaries, and exhibit patience and understanding can transform the way we engage with others. Social discipline is not about rigid control over interactions, but about fostering intentionality, respect, and emotional intelligence in every relationship. At the core of social discipline lies effective communication. Words have the power to build or break relationships, and the way we convey our thoughts, emotions, and expectations determines the quality of our connections. Being disciplined in communication means choosing words thoughtfully, actively listening, and ensuring that interactions are constructive rather than reactive. Many conflicts arise due to misunderstandings, impulsive reactions, or failure to express emotions clearly. By practicing self-awareness and considering the impact of words before speaking, individuals can create a positive environment where discussions lead to resolutions rather than disputes. Setting boundaries is another crucial aspect of maintaining social discipline. Boundaries serve as a framework for healthy relationships by defining personal limits, protecting emotional well-being, and ensuring mutual respect. Without clear boundaries, relationships can become overwhelming, leading to resentment, exhaustion, or conflicts. Learning to say no when necessary, expressing needs openly, and respecting others' limits foster balance and harmony. Social discipline requires individuals to remain consistent in enforcing these boundaries while being mindful of the needs of those around them. The ability to assert oneself without aggression and to remain firm without guilt is a key skill that strengthens relationships in both personal and professional spaces. Patience and understanding are often underestimated, but play a pivotal role in disciplined social interactions. People come from different backgrounds, hold unique perspectives, and experience varying emotions that influence their behavior. Practicing patience allows individuals to respond rather than react, leading to more meaningful and compassionate interactions. Understanding does not mean agreeing with everything another person believes or does, but it involves acknowledging their perspective with empathy. Social discipline involves maintaining emotional control even in difficult conversations and disagreements. The more an individual cultivates patience, the better they navigate challenging situations without damaging relationships. Consistency is the foundation of trust in relationships. When individuals exhibit disciplined behavior in their interactions, keeping promises, respecting commitments, and maintaining honesty, they foster reliability and strengthen their bonds with others. Inconsistency breeds doubt, making relationships fragile and unpredictable. Whether in friendships, romantic partnerships, or workplace dynamics, reliability and dependability build confidence in the connection. Social discipline ensures that individuals are intentional with their actions, ensuring their words align with their behavior over time. In professional relationships, social discipline plays an equally vital role. The workplace is an environment where interactions must be balanced with professionalism and mutual respect. Colleagues, clients, and superiors rely on disciplined communication, clear expectations, and a sense of accountability to function harmoniously. Employees who practice social discipline by managing their emotions, respecting deadlines, and engaging in productive conversations contribute significantly to a positive work culture. Leaders, in particular, set the tone by demonstrating restraint, fairness, and strong interpersonal skills. Workplace success often depends not just on technical skills, but on the ability to navigate professional relationships with emotional intelligence and discipline. On a personal level, maintaining disciplined relationships can lead to greater emotional stability and fulfillment. Close relationships require effort, patience, and intentionality. Taking the time to nurture connections, showing up consistently for loved ones, and demonstrating emotional maturity creates strong, lasting bonds. By avoiding impulsive reactions, addressing conflicts with composure, and making time for meaningful interactions, individuals strengthen the foundation of their personal relationships. The discipline to prioritize relationships, invest time, and show appreciation ensures that bonds remain resilient through life's challenges. Discipline in relationships also means recognizing when to let go. Not every connection is meant to last, and some relationships may become toxic or one-sided. Having the discipline to walk away from interactions that drain energy or compromise well-being is as important as working to maintain healthy relationships. Self-respect and emotional self-care are integral parts of social discipline. Understanding when to detach with grace rather than resentment can lead to emotional growth and healthier future connections. Social discipline, when practiced consistently, leads to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. It strengthens trust, improves the quality of interactions, and enhances both personal and professional relationships. Whether through clear communication, boundary setting, patience, or consistency, individuals who embrace social discipline find themselves surrounded by healthier connections and a greater sense of mutual respect. Ultimately, disciplined relationships are not about perfection, but about commitment, intentionality, and the willingness to grow alongside others. Chapter 16. The Role of Reflection and Self-Assessment. Discipline is not just about persistence and effort. It is also about learning from experiences, adjusting strategies, and refining one's approach. Without self-reflection, discipline can become a rigid routine rather than an evolving journey towards success. The power of self-evaluation is immense. It allows individuals to understand their strengths, recognize their weaknesses, and make meaningful improvements. Many people push forward without pausing to analyze their progress. But true discipline requires an active engagement with one's growth. Self-evaluation acts as a mirror, reflecting back our habits, decisions, and behaviors. When we take the time to assess our actions, we gain clarity on what is working and what is holding us back. People who regularly engage in self-assessment tend to achieve their goals more effectively because they are willing to make necessary adjustments. It is not enough to be disciplined in effort. One must also be disciplined in thinking. Every successful individual, whether an athlete, entrepreneur, or artist, integrates reflection into their routine. This practice prevents stagnation and ensures continual progress. One of the most powerful tools for self-assessment is keeping a disciplined journal. Writing down thoughts, experiences, and progress creates a record of personal growth. A journal serves as a tangible reminder of challenges overcome and lessons learned. It is a space to be honest, free from external judgment, and allows for deep introspection. By consistently tracking daily habits, moods, and achievements, patterns begin to emerge. Some days may reveal exceptional productivity, while others may highlight distractions or inefficiencies. With this knowledge, adjustments can be made to optimize future efforts. A disciplined journal does not need to be complex. It can be as simple as writing down 3 key reflections each day. What went well? What could have been done better? What changes will be made tomorrow? This habit reinforces self-awareness and strengthens the ability to self-correct. Over time, it becomes easier to spot recurring obstacles and develop strategies to overcome them. Journaling not only enhances discipline, but also fosters emotional resilience by creating a deeper connection with one's goals and values. Learning from both failures and successes is a critical part of disciplined growth. Many people view failure as a sign of weakness, but those who truly understand discipline recognize it as an opportunity for refinement. Every failure carries a lesson, a chance to improve and adapt. Without reflection, failure can feel like a dead end, but with reflection, it becomes a stepping stone. It is crucial to ask, what led to this outcome? Was it a lack of preparation, a flaw in strategy, or an external factor? By identifying the root cause, failure transforms into valuable insight. Success, too, requires reflection. It is easy to celebrate victories without analyzing why they happened. But understanding the elements that contributed to success makes it easier to replicate. Discipline is not just about persistence, but about refining effective methods. Those who take the time to break down their achievements will find ways to optimize their strategies for even greater results. Reflection turns both wins and losses into meaningful knowledge that strengthens future performance. Adjusting strategies for long-term growth is where discipline truly takes form. Many people set goals, but fail to revise them as circumstances change. Life is unpredictable, and rigid discipline without adaptation can lead to frustration or burnout. Regular self-assessment helps identify when a strategy is no longer effective. If a certain method of time management is not producing results, an adjustment is needed. If a particular study routine is not leading to knowledge retention, it is essential to refine the approach. Discipline does not mean sticking to one method indefinitely. It means having the awareness and flexibility to evolve. A person committed to long-term growth understands that discipline is not just about consistency, it is about improvement. The best athletes change their training regimens as they advance. Successful businesses evolve their strategies over time, and high achievers constantly refine their methods. This adaptability ensures that discipline remains an asset rather than a burden. It prevents stagnation and keeps motivation alive. When people see progress, they're more likely to remain disciplined because they experience the rewards of their efforts. At its core, self-reflection strengthens discipline by creating a cycle of continuous improvement. Those who develop the habit of self-assessment gain a greater sense of control over their lives. They become proactive rather than reactive, making intentional choices instead of being driven by impulse. They learn from their past while actively shaping their future. This practice fosters confidence, resilience, and a deep sense of purpose. True discipline is not about rigidly following rules, but about committing to a lifelong journey of growth, self-awareness, and refinement. By embracing reflection, anyone can unlock their full potential and achieve success that is both meaningful and sustainable. Chapter 17. The Science of Motivation and its Connection to Discipline. Motivation is a powerful force that can spark action, but it is fleeting. Many people begin their journey towards success feeling highly motivated, only to find that the excitement wears off within days or weeks. This is where discipline steps in. Motivation is like a match that ignites the flame, but discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. The key to long-term success lies in understanding that motivation will fade, but discipline ensures consistency and progress regardless of how one feels in the moment. One of the most common misconceptions about success is the belief that motivation must always be present. In reality, successful people rely on discipline rather than motivation to achieve their goals. Motivation fluctuates due to emotions, energy levels, and external circumstances, making it an unreliable foundation for long-term success. Discipline, on the other hand, is rooted in habits and intentional effort, allowing individuals to move forward even when they don't feel like it. When people grasp this concept, they stop waiting for inspiration and start taking action despite their mood or environment. Although motivation is temporary, it is still a valuable tool when used effectively. In the short term, motivation can provide an initial push to start a new habit, project, or goal. It is often triggered by external sources, such as inspirational stories, personal achievements, or life-changing events. The key to making the most of motivation is using it to establish discipline before it fades. When motivation strikes, it is crucial to take advantage of the momentum and build structures that reinforce consistency. This could include setting clear goals, creating a routine, or surrounding oneself with accountability partners who encourage progress. Understanding the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation also plays a crucial role in maintaining discipline. Intrinsic motivation comes from within and is driven by personal values, interests, and long-term aspirations. It is what makes someone pursue a passion, improve their skills, or commit to personal growth. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is fueled by external rewards such as money, recognition, or social validation. While extrinsic motivation can be helpful in the short term, it is often unreliable because external circumstances can change. The most sustainable source of motivation is intrinsic, as it aligns with an individual's deeper purpose and makes discipline feel more meaningful rather than forced. The real challenge arises when motivation fades, which it inevitably will. This is the moment when discipline becomes essential. The ability to push forward despite feeling unmotivated is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Developing a disciplined mindset means creating habits that make progress non-negotiable. Instead of relying on emotions to dictate action, disciplined individuals establish routines that remove decision fatigue and create consistency. For instance, someone who wants to exercise regularly does not debate whether they feel like working out. They simply follow their schedule and do it regardless of mood. To stay committed when motivation disappears, it is important to focus on small, consistent actions rather than relying on bursts of inspiration. Progress is often slow and incremental, and waiting for motivation to return can lead to unnecessary delays. Instead of seeking motivation, individuals should cultivate a strong sense of purpose and remind themselves why they started in the first place. Revisiting personal goals, tracking progress, and celebrating small wins can help sustain commitment even when motivation is low. Another effective strategy is to remove unnecessary barriers that can derail discipline. This includes minimizing distractions, simplifying routines, and eliminating excuses. Often, people lose consistency not because they lack motivation, but because they allow obstacles to interfere with their goals. By identifying potential roadblocks in advance and creating an environment that supports discipline, it becomes easier to stay on track even when motivation is absent. Chapter 18. The Importance of Rest and Recovery. Discipline is often associated with relentless effort, pushing beyond limits, and grinding through challenges. While perseverance is essential for success, true discipline isn't about overworking to the point of exhaustion. It's about understanding the balance between effort and recovery, knowing when to push forward and when to step back. The most successful individuals in any field recognize that rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, consistency becomes unsustainable and progress turns into burnout. In the pursuit of big goals, it is easy to fall into the trap of believing that rest is wasted time. Many people associate discipline with constant action, fearing that taking breaks will slow them down. However, science and real-life experiences prove otherwise. Rest enhances consistency, sharpens focus, and fuels long-term achievement. It provides the body and mind with the strength needed to sustain high performance. Learning how to incorporate intentional rest into daily routines is just as important as the work itself. One of the most significant ways rest contributes to discipline is by reinforcing consistency. A well-rested mind is more capable of making good decisions, maintaining motivation, and staying on track with goals. Fatigue, on the other hand, leads to poor judgment, decreased willpower, and a lack of drive. When exhaustion sets in, even the most determined individuals struggle to stay committed. Small breaks throughout the day, restful sleep at night, and periodic pauses from intense work allow for sustained productivity over time. The key is to integrate rest in a way that complements discipline rather than disrupts it. The science of sleep reveals its profound impact on peak performance. Studies show that sleep is essential for cognitive function, memory retention, emotional regulation, and physical recovery. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers prioritize sleep not because they are lazy, but because they understand its role in optimizing performance. Lack of sleep impairs concentration, weakens the immune system, and increases stress levels. Those who sacrifice sleep for the sake of productivity often find themselves less efficient, making more mistakes, and struggling with mental fog. True discipline means respecting the body's need for rest so that it can function at its highest potential. Beyond sleep, rest includes mental breaks, physical relaxation, and activities that promote well-being. Engaging in hobbies, spending time in nature, practicing meditation, or simply enjoying moments of stillness help recharge the mind. These activities prevent burnout, allowing individuals to return to their work with renewed energy and enthusiasm. When discipline is built upon a foundation of balance, it becomes more sustainable and rewarding. Balancing discipline with self-care is not an excuse to be lazy, it's a strategy for long-term success. Many people feel guilty when they take time off, believing that they should always be doing something productive. However, rest is part of the process. It is what allows people to stay on course without feeling drained. Just as a well-trained athlete schedules recovery days to prevent injury and enhance performance, disciplined individuals must schedule time for renewal. Pushing forward without breaks only leads to diminishing returns. The mind and body need time to restore, repair, and strengthen for the next challenge ahead. One of the most effective ways to incorporate rest into a disciplined life is through structured routines. Instead of viewing rest as an afterthought, it should be planned with the same level of importance as work. Setting a consistent sleep schedule, allocating time for reflection, and allowing space for enjoyable activities create a rhythm that supports both productivity and well-being. When rest becomes intentional, it fuels motivation, sharpens focus, and strengthens resilience. The most disciplined individuals in the world are not those who work non-stop. They're the ones who understand the power of strategic recovery. They recognize that taking care of their minds and bodies enhances their ability to perform at their best. They know that consistency is not about doing everything all at once, but about sustaining effort over time. Rest is not a sign of weakness. It is the secret weapon of those who achieve great things. Mastering discipline requires learning how to balance action with recovery. Pushing hard without rest leads to burnout, but combining effort with renewal creates lasting progress. The road to success isn't a straight line of constant motion. It's a journey that includes moments of pause, reflection, and rejuvenation. Those who understand this principle unlock the true power of discipline, allowing them to achieve their biggest goals with energy, clarity, and purpose. Chapter 19. The Discipline of Saying No. There is a profound power in the word no. It is one of the shortest, yet most impactful words in the English language. But for many, saying no feels uncomfortable, even impossible. The fear of disappointing others, the pressure to meet expectations, and the constant demands of life make it difficult to set firm boundaries. However, mastering the discipline of saying no is essential for success, clarity, and personal growth. It is not about rejecting opportunities, but about choosing the right ones, protecting time and energy, and ensuring that commitments align with long-term goals. Understanding the value of no begins with recognizing that every yes you give means a no to something else. Time is finite, and every commitment, whether big or small, takes up valuable space in life. Many people find themselves overwhelmed because they say yes too often. They agree to projects they do not have time for, obligations that drain their energy, and social engagements they do not enjoy. This results in burnout, resentment, and a lack of progress toward meaningful goals. The discipline of saying no allows individuals to regain control, prioritize wisely, and create a life that is intentionally designed rather than dictated by external pressures. Avoiding distractions by setting boundaries is a crucial part of maintaining focus. Distractions come in many forms: constant interruptions from colleagues, unnecessary meetings, social obligations, or digital temptations. Without strong boundaries, it is easy to fall into the trap of pleasing others at the expense of personal growth. The ability to say no confidently signals self-respect and encourages others to respect time and priorities as well. It is not about being unkind or dismissive, but about setting clear expectations. A person who constantly accommodates every request is often seen as available for anything rather than committed to something important. Prioritizing what truly matters requires a deep understanding of values and goals. Successful people do not achieve greatness by doing everything. They achieve it by doing the right things. They eliminate the unnecessary, refuse commitments that do not align with their vision, and focus their time and energy on what propels them forward. When someone struggles to say no, they risk spreading themselves too thin, resulting in mediocrity rather than excellence. Recognizing what truly matters and being willing to decline distractions is a hallmark of disciplined individuals. It is about making intentional choices that align with long-term aspirations rather than reacting to the immediate demands of the moment. How saying no increases focus and commitment is evident in the success stories of high achievers. Entrepreneurs, athletes, and thought leaders all have one thing in common. They are selective about where they invest their time. They know that every commitment should serve a purpose. Every yes should contribute to growth. When people master the discipline of saying no, they unlock the power of deep work. They eliminate mental clutter, reduce stress, and channel their energy into what truly matters. It is not about being rigid or inflexible, but about making space for meaningful commitments that lead to lasting success. Saying no is an act of self-care and empowerment. It allows individuals to reclaim ownership of their time, energy, and priorities. It prevents exhaustion and ensures that each commitment made is valuable and intentional. The discipline of saying no is not a rejection of opportunities, but a refinement of choices. It is the practice of choosing quality over quantity, depth over breadth, and significance over triviality. Those who master it cultivate a life filled with purpose, productivity, and fulfillment. Chapter 20: Long-Term Discipline. Sustaining it for a lifetime. Discipline is not just about achieving a short-term goal. It is about building a way of life that consistently leads to success, fulfillment, and growth. Many people can be disciplined for a short period, whether it's sticking to a workout plan, following a diet, or committing to a new habit. However, the real challenge is sustaining that discipline over the years through life's ups and downs. Long-term discipline requires not only commitment, but also the ability to adapt, avoid burnout, and continuously reinvent oneself when needed. Making discipline a permanent habit starts with redefining how you view it. It should not be something that feels forced or restrictive, but rather a guiding principle that helps shape the life you desire. When discipline becomes part of your identity, you no longer rely on motivation to act, you simply do what needs to be done. The key to this lies in consistency. Small, repeated actions over time create habits, and habits eventually become second nature. The most successful people in the world do not rely on willpower alone. They have ingrained discipline so deeply into their routines that their actions become automatic. One of the biggest threats to sustaining long-term discipline is burnout. Many people push themselves too hard, believing that discipline means never taking a break, always working, and sacrificing rest for productivity. But true discipline is about balance. If you do not take care of your mind and body, you will eventually crash. Avoiding burnout requires self-awareness. You need to listen to your body, recognize the signs of exhaustion, and incorporate rest into your schedule. Sustainable discipline means knowing when to push forward and when to step back. It's about creating a rhythm between intense effort and recovery, ensuring that your energy and motivation remain high in the long run. Another crucial aspect of maintaining discipline for a lifetime is staying committed even when external circumstances change. Life is unpredictable. There will be challenges, failures, and unexpected roadblocks. Discipline is not about avoiding these obstacles, but learning how to navigate them without losing your commitment to progress. This requires flexibility. If a particular routine stops working, adjust it. If a goal no longer aligns with your values, redefine it. The ability to reinvent yourself while staying disciplined is what separates those who achieve lifelong success from those who give up when things get tough. Reinvention does not mean abandoning discipline. It means evolving it. As you grow and change, your priorities and interests will shift. What worked for you 5 years ago might not be relevant today. Instead of resisting change, embrace it as part of your journey. Find new ways to challenge yourself, set fresh goals, and keep your discipline aligned with your evolving aspirations. This continuous process of self-improvement ensures that discipline remains a powerful force in your life rather than something that becomes stale or outdated. The lifelong benefits of self-discipline cannot be overstated. It leads to better health, financial stability, personal growth, and a sense of control over one's destiny. When you develop the ability to stay disciplined in different areas of your life, whether it's in your career, relationships, finances, or personal development, you create a foundation of reliability and trust within yourself. You become someone who follows through, who does what they say they will do, and who can be counted on. This kind of personal integrity not only improves your own life, but also positively impacts those around you. Chapter 21: The Discipline Code in Action. Discipline is not just a concept. It is a way of life that has shaped the success stories of countless individuals. Those who achieve great things in any field, whether in business, sports, or personal development, rely on discipline as their foundation. They do not wait for motivation to strike. Instead, they have built systems, routines, and mindsets that keep them moving forward regardless of circumstances. The true power of discipline lies in its ability to make consistency effortless, turning effort into habit and habit into excellence. Consider the lives of highly disciplined individuals like Thomas Edison, who famously conducted thousands of experiments before perfecting the light bulb. His perseverance was not fueled by bursts of motivation, but by an unwavering commitment to his process. Similarly, athletes like Michael Jordan or Serena Williams honed their craft through relentless practice, not just when they felt inspired, but every single day, rain or shine. These examples demonstrate that discipline is not reserved for the naturally gifted, but is a skill that anyone can develop with intention and effort. Applying the discipline code in daily life requires a strategic approach. It starts with identifying personal goals and understanding that discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The first step is to build self-awareness. What are the habits holding you back? What distractions frequently derail your focus? Once you have clarity, you can begin designing a system that aligns with your long-term vision. The key is to make discipline a conscious choice rather than a forced obligation. By setting clear priorities and structuring your environment to support those goals, discipline becomes a natural part of your routine rather than a constant battle of willpower. Creating a personal discipline plan involves crafting a framework that supports consistency. Begin by defining your top 3 priorities. These should be areas where discipline will have the most significant impact on your life. Next, break these priorities into daily or weekly actions. Small, repeatable behaviors lead to lasting change. For example, if fitness is a goal, scheduling a specific workout time each day removes the need for decision-making and builds automaticity. If professional growth is the focus, dedicating time to skill development or networking can become a habitual part of your schedule. The more structured your plan, the less room there is for procrastination or inconsistency. Another critical aspect of disciplined living is accountability. Without it, even the most well-intentioned plans can falter. Find a system that holds you responsible for your commitments, whether through self-tracking, mentorship, or an accountability partner. Publicly committing to your goals or joining a community with similar aspirations can reinforce your commitment. Even simple techniques like journaling your progress or setting regular self-check-ins can keep you on track. Resilience plays a vital role in maintaining discipline. There will be days when following through feels difficult, when external circumstances threaten to throw you off course. This is where mental discipline becomes essential. Instead of seeking perfection, embrace progress. When setbacks occur, analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Discipline is not about never failing. It is about refusing to quit when things get tough. At its core, the discipline code is about embracing the limitless power of consistency. When discipline becomes a part of who you are, rather than something you struggle to maintain, success becomes inevitable. The greatest achievements in life are not the result of one grand effort, but of countless small actions taken consistently over time. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. By living according to the principles of discipline, you are not just working towards success, you are becoming the kind of person who naturally succeeds. Your journey does not end here. It is only the beginning. The discipline code is now in your hands. Apply it, refine it, and make it your own. The future belongs to those who stay the course, and with discipline as your guide, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Conclusion. As you reach the final pages of this book, take a moment to reflect on the journey you've embarked on. Discipline is not just about rigid schedules, endless to-do lists, or forcing yourself into exhaustion. It is about creating a life that aligns with your deepest goals and values, where consistency becomes second nature and success is no longer a fleeting dream, but a sustainable reality. Throughout this book, we have explored the many dimensions of discipline. You have learned that discipline is not just about willpower, but about building systems that set you up for success. We have discussed how mental toughness and resilience play a crucial role in staying consistent, how accountability and environment shape your ability to follow through, and how financial discipline can lead to long-term stability. You have seen how reflection and self-assessment help you refine your path, and how even rest and recovery contribute to sustained discipline. Each chapter has been a stepping stone toward a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. And now, it is time to put everything into action. The transformation that comes with self-discipline is one of the most empowering experiences you can have. It is the difference between feeling stuck and feeling in control, between dreaming of change and actually making it happen. When you cultivate discipline, you unlock your true potential. Your ability to push through discomfort, delay gratification, and stay focused on your long-term goals will separate you from the many who give up at the first sign of difficulty. This transformation is not instant, nor is it always easy. But with each day of consistent effort, you will see yourself growing into the person you have always wanted to become. Now, I want to leave you with a final challenge. Look at your life right now and identify one area where you have struggled with consistency. It could be waking up earlier, committing to a healthier lifestyle, managing your finances better, or pursuing a skill you have always wanted to master. Whatever it is, commit to practicing discipline in that area starting today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, start small, but start with intention. Set a plan, track your progress, and hold yourself accountable. Every great achievement begins with a single step, and the only way to truly master discipline is to live it. If you ever find yourself wavering, remember why you started. Discipline is not about perfection, it is about progress. There will be days when you falter, when motivation runs low, and when challenges seem overwhelming. That is when discipline will carry you through. Instead of seeing obstacles as setbacks, view them as tests of your commitment. Adjust your strategies when needed, but never abandon your goal. Keep moving forward, one disciplined choice at a time. As you close this book, understand that your journey toward discipline does not end here. It is a lifelong process, an evolving practice that will continue to shape you in ways you cannot yet imagine. The habits you build today will define your future, and the consistency you maintain will determine the heights you reach. You have everything within you to create a life of purpose, success, and fulfillment. Now go out there and make it happen. Thanks for listening.